I've always wondered that too.
Because you asked earlier what's wrong with a woman standing up for herself or something like that. That was your question?
Yeah, what's wrong with a woman like arguing back?
Okay. Let's go ahead into a dream situation real fast. Right?
Only poor people argue. That's like a poor people hobby. Like, oh, we had some drama at the house today. Like, no, you're poor and you have nothing to do.
God.
That's a fucking poor people hobby.
All right. So let's say hypothetically, right? Me and you were in a relationship, and I spent 2 hours to get dressed every single time, right? I was more concerned with going shopping and fashion and buying nice shoes and belts than you were. I take significantly longer than you to do everything because I need to make sure I'm always looking pristine when I walk outside, right? I get my nails done, I get pedicures, etc. I'm not gay or anything, but I'm just extremely worried about my looks. Would that annoy you?
Yeah, it would.
It would, right?
As a man,
It would it annoy you too?
are you saying
Yeah, as a man. Yeah, would it annoy you?
I mean,
Okay, that's fine. Would it annoy you?
No.
if we're doing it together,
Taking 2 hours to get ready?
maybe not.
I don't even take 2 hours to get ready.
That's what I'm
If my
trying to
guy
say.
did, oh yeah, then I would be
Yeah,
annoyed.
if I'm taking 2 to 3 hours to get ready, I spend a bunch of money on fashion. I'm always trying to be, you know, the best dressed. I'm going to get manicures, etc. Getting a haircut every 2 days.
I would have
Would
some
that be
questions.
annoying?
Yeah. I would
Okay,
be
what about
annoyed.
you? Would that be annoying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Would that be annoying?
mindset, yeah.
What about you? Would that be annoying for you as well?
That wouldn't annoy me at all.
I was sorry, you wanted to say something?
If my man did that,
Yes.
would I be annoyed?
Yes.
Am I paying for it?
Maybe sometimes because it does cost.
You're paying the ultimate price with your time.
Yeah. Maybe you'll pay a little bit of it because
Might
it's so
have to
expensive.
Set boundaries.
Yes.
Oh, so you can only
Beginning
take an hour
of
to
the
get
end.
ready or whatever now?
An hour is a good amount of time.
No, but he normally takes 2 to 3.
Oh my goodness.
As a man?
Yeah, as a
Yeah, I
man.
might be
What are you
fresh. He
doing?
he could start getting ready earlier. Like,
All right,
give
so
me a
it would annoy you then.
compromise.
Okay,
No.
what about you? Would it annoy you? He takes more, you know, care of his presence and his looks than you do?
Me?
The guy, yeah, that you're in a relationship with a guy that's
This
metro.
analogy
It
is
wouldn't bother
wild.
me, honestly.
Would it bother you? Okay, that's fine.
No.
What about you? Would it bother you?
If he's just metrosexual, that's okay.
No, but but he takes
Russian, excuse
he spends a
Over
bunch
the
of
top.
money
That's what it
on
sounds like.
clothes, on his hair. He spends more than you, and he spends more time. It takes some hours to get dressed. Would that annoy you?
I've been dating somebody like that was okay. As long as he's not narcissist.
That's a
It's all about preference and dating.
Yeah, but that essentially makes you a narcissist when you're spending that much time on your appearance.
I mean, it's a narcissistic trait.
Yeah.
It might not necessarily make you a narcissist,
narcissist.
though.
Okay.
Definitely a
psychologist.
narcissistic
Can we let her answer, please? Go ahead. Would that annoy you?
2 hours, maybe too much. Yeah.
Okay. What about you? Would that annoy you?
I mean, I would want my man to obviously upkeep himself and look.
Yeah, but we're not talking about upkeep. We're talking about overkeep.
I mean, if it was, because you know what, I'm not gonna lie, I take 2 hours to get ready. Like,
Yeah.
You're a girl. That's normal.
Exactly.
That's normal.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I'm trying
But
to
if
see
you're
where
a
you're trying to go
guy
with
who's
this.
taking 2
I wanna see
hours
where he's going
every
with this.
single time.
Yeah, like what are you
Like
doing for 2
you're
hours?
sitting on the couch
Yeah.
waiting like, babe, are
Yeah,
you
what are we
ready?
doing?
Babe, are you ready?
Yeah, I would
Babe,
get
are you ready?
annoyed probably, especially if I'm ready before you. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So would that be annoying? Would that be annoying for you? He spends all this time to get ready, all this money to buy clothing and shoes and accessories and manicures, etc. Would that
I mean, if he's
annoy
looking
you?
good, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
2 hours every
Okay, 2
time.
hours would annoy me, yes.
Okay, there you go.
There you go. Holy.
Okay.
I'm the only one.
The reason why I said that. The
Are
reason
these
why I
supposed
said
to be
that.
yes or no questions?
Well, I'm going somewhere with this. Just like most of you, because most of you said it would annoy you, that's how men feel about women that behave like men. Why the hell would you want to be with a guy that behaves like a woman, taking all this time to get dressed, etc.? You'd be annoyed by it. Well, we're annoyed by girls that want to talk back to us, disagree with us, challenge our authority, act like men, be disagreeable.
But are you
Men
saying
don't
that's
like
what
that.
men do?
I'm sorry?
But are you saying that's what men do?
Just an example.
What do you mean?
Okay.
What do you mean
no,
by?
I was just clarifying.
What do you mean that's what men do?
I was just clarifying.
It was like an analogy.
Because you
It's
were saying
analogy.
that women... No, yeah.
Yeah, so the same
Right.
annoyance that you would have for that guy
Yeah.
taking all this time to get dressed and being a diva,
Right.
that's how we feel about masculine women.
Okay.
I feel like those aren't
It's not attractive for you as a lady
comparable.
to behave like a man, just like it's not attractive for us to behave like a lady
Right.
when you're a
Yeah.
woman.
I can
Yeah.
agree with
No,
that.
I get that. Yeah. But you said like arguing and everything, but I'm like, is that just what men do? But yeah. No, I get what you
So-
mean.
No, we don't like arguing
No,
with
no,
a girl at all.
I get it. I get
No.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
But
yeah.
You said it's not comparable?
Stupid.
I don't think those two, like,
Why
I
not?
feel like that's not a good analogy,
Valentisi.
like whatsoever.
Tipped $500. Valentisi ranted from Rumble and says 28 years old multi-millionaire here. All you girls are bums, and no, I don't mean financially. You would do well to just shut up, listen and try to understand what these men are telling you.
Okay,
Yeah.
He ain't playing.
Were you silent or silent?
So you said that the two aren't comparable. Why do you think that they're not comparable?
I just feel like that's just not a fair comparison. I feel like there's a big difference between someone talking versus someone getting ready, like taking time and someone speaking.
Okay, well, do you think men and women are the same?
I'm sorry.
Are men and women the same?
No.
Absolutely not.
So therefore, since they're not the same, I cannot use the same comparison. I must draw a functional equivalent.
I feel like that's not a fair comparison.
What's
It
the
is
better
a,
scenario?
hold on.
It
It's
is
a
a fair
functional equivalent because there's the masculine and then there's the feminine, right? The polarity is there. So what I have to do is I have to put you in the shoes, right, of the man. The only way I can do that is by drawing an experience from a female side. So I'm telling you, as the woman, you now have a boyfriend who is a metrosexual who's spending more time, resources, and income to get dressed and get prepared than you do, right? He's taking a feminine role. And then I'm
I feel
asking
like
you,
that's not feminine. Looking nice, like.
Hold on.
to that degree,
To that
I
degree,
just
2
expressed.
hours.
Does he look fruity? Does he look good? Like,
I feel like
It doesn't
Okay.
matter. It's
you
the
know,
time.
actors,
It's
they
the time.
take time, they have upkeep, they do their makeup. Like actors that are hot guys, like Damon Salvador, who's in Vampire
Yeah,
Diaries.
before they go
all
on
these
screen.
guys-
Oh, I love him.
I know, but he's
Before they
still
go on
ready.
screen, they're
He's
wearing
still
makeup.
looks
$50.
sexy. If he wanted to look
Myron,
like that
you
every
and your
day, I
book have
wouldn't see a
changed my
problem with
life
that.
and
He looks
marriage for
good.
better.
One second.
Girls, name 3 countries. L. Chris.
Done.
Yeah, I'll do that here in a second. But you do understand that you're like naming someone who's rich, famous, and has status. It's
I'm
not the
saying
same
if
as a
there's a
regular
guy-
guy.
And on
who
set
looks
too. He's
just-
working at that time. He's not like at home. Like,
Right,
hey, my
right,
makeup people are around me at home.
I don't think you're understanding my point. My point is, if he was not a famous actor, he was at home in his bathroom, still taking the amount of time, still doing the upkeep that a famous actor would do, and still looked that good. I don't see anything wrong with it. Take 2 hours. You look good, babe. We're going out
Perfect.
together.
So I
Like,
have a question
there's
for
nothing
you.
wrong with
They're
that.
perfect.
What is a better
Again.
analogy example to illustrate this, you would say? From your point of view.
So, what's the point you're trying to make for women?
See? That's the problem.
Reiterate that for me.
You don't even
You
understand
don't even
the
know what you're
foundation.
arguing
know
about.
everyone's
You're just
names.
arguing to argue.
I'm not arguing. I need you to reiterate it very clearly for
That's
me.
the issue
I'm
here.
not arguing.
That's the issue
I'm gonna
here.
argue
What's
my
my
point
name,
now.
baby?
I mean, I
That's
think
what I thought.
Hold on.
So go ahead and reiterate it for
Whole
me,
4.
please.
I think the other ladies on the panel understood it very well. That's why all of them were like, hey, well, majority were like, no, I wouldn't want my man to spend more time and resources in getting dressed than me because that's a feminine trait.
But here's the thing.
And just
he
because,
asked
and keep in
me-
mind, just because you're okay with it, because you said you're okay with it, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, clearly you're an exception to the rule. Most of the girls here don't want it.
I understand that, but he specifically asked me on my opinion on why I think differently, and that's what I was answering. Did you forget that?
No, he said what he asked you. What analogy would you use to describe the polarity difference?
That was
That's what he
not
asked
the
you.
initial question.
That's what he asked you. I rephrase like that's what he basically said. So he said, how should he have said it then? Is basically what he said. So asked you.
I would need time to think, just like you have your little notepad. I would need to write it down. I would need to think of an
You
analogy.
want one too? You can have one too, by the
I
way.
didn't write that
Can I?
analogy down. I literally
Yeah.
I'm right. This is all your guys. I didn't even write
Do
that
you not
analogy down.
remember what you were talking about? Is that why you can't tell it to me so clearly?
And,
I literally just asked
I'll
you to
just say this. Look,
reiterate
you
so
see,
I can
look,
make an
you see,
analogy.
and if this is for the chat. What the fuck is that?
What the fuck is that? There's some music.
That sounded good.
So go ahead.
That's what I'm just saying. You know, as part of like the generalized arrogance that comes from like the kind of this girl and this girl here, like just a daily conversation, like not
Listen,
actually.
Barney, I don't
not
want to
being,
hear
like,
you talk
cordial.
about arrogance.
Relax.
My
but
goodness.
not having a sense of dignity,
Yo,
not being
Barney
cordial
looking ass.
to, not being cordial to strangers. You know, acting like
Come on,
you know.
man.
You can't say Barney?
Low IQ, low class people, like you know, guys are just like, yeah, what the fuck am I going to tolerate this shit for? I'm just going to go overseas. It's a
I
big
feel
part
like-
of it.
I feel like at
March.
the end of the day, dating is preference. So if you want to go overseas to date someone and find what you like or what you want to be around or what you want to grow with, then do that. If you want to be in America and find someone to fall in love with, then do that. I don't think all this getting ready and getting dressed thing. Like, I don't think that makes a difference. Preference is preference. If you're gonna date who you want to date, you're gonna vibe with who you want to vibe with. Like,
No, they're right. Getting
was
ready
about masculine and
and
feminine
talking
others.
is the same thing.
like
My
it,
bad.
it just depends. If that's what if you can deal with that, if you're gonna deal with somebody that does that, then you're gonna deal with that.
Let's go
you know?
rumble.
All right.
Yeah, good call. Good call. Good call. Good call.
rumble.
Good call.
Chad, I did not invite plants, all right? It's girls, man. Yo, Chris invited plants. I'm like, yo, is that the girls hard,
If you want energy to handle these girls like we're doing right now, get the coffee.
Yeah, coffee, man.
Listen, guys.
Get some caffeine in you, bro.
Coffee is a necessity in the morning and at night when you need energy. But without further ado, guys, let's go to Rumble.
Yeah, guys, come on over Rumble. Rumble.com/fresh&fit, man. Come
Link
on
down
over.
below. Code is fresh. 10% off. Let's go.
Yeah, come on over, guys.
Holy.
Okay, so you were what, Chris?
No, sorry. I was
We can stay up on Twitter for a little bit longer.
So, pedos or girls, Myron?
Dang.
Yeah, I mean, bro, this is
Like,
crazy.
what about the good stuff? Can we talk about the good stuff? Like, what are the positive aspects of,
American women, why don't you start?
Yeah. Like, well, I mean, I want to know from
What do American women do better than other women around the planet?
You have to
from
understand, this
men.
guy literally profits off of bashing off like Western women and women like us.
Which
he
guy?
profits off of
Which guy
this.
profits?
You.
Me?
You and like fresh and fit.
Oh,
But
okay.
that's cool.
we actually don't talk. We're here in Miami with you. Like, we don't even tell people to go internationally. Like, that's not our thing. We just
Yeah, no, it's fine.
so we don't.
I just want love to be loved.
Can I speak?
I think, see, I don't think we bash women. We tell women what it is. And I just told you guys why men go internationally, and all of you had an issue with it. And I'm just telling you that the reason why guys leave. And you know what's interesting?
It's that I agree with you, but it's the way that he
What's the
asked
good thing
her.
about American women,
It's the
though?
way that he asked her, what's the good thing about Western women? Like, you expect us to come up with a list of questions so you can argue them.
Answer.
Or
No, I want to know
answer
from a
so you can
man's
argue them.
standpoint.
Prove her wrong, ladies.
All right.
No, that's why I'm asking
Before
a
we do that,
man. I want to know from a man's
That's
standpoint.
fine. We'll get it here in a second. I just want to make sure. Did you finish what you were trying to say before? I want to make sure. Yeah, because you were talking about you didn't like the analogy or you didn't understand it. So did you come up with a better one that would make more sense then, I guess?
Then woman speaking out versus a man getting ready.
Yes, women being disagreeable, right? Which is a masculine trait, by the way.
Okay.
Versus men getting dressed, taking a long time and putting enormous amount of resource into upkeep, which is a feminine trait. That's why I use the two. Does that make sense now?
I understand what you're trying to say, but I
that's
feel
why I
like
was
it's
asking
not
earlier.
Let her finish. Let her finish.
God damn.
It's okay. You can go ahead, baby.
No. You were talking first. Go ahead.
Let her go.
Finish your thoughts.
I feel like a better comparison would be
Let's hear it.
like
I believe in you.
Get her notebook.
no, you guys keep throwing me off.
Guys,
Yeah.
let her think, please. Go ahead. What's a better comparison you think?
Instead of a man getting ready, maybe like a man showing a better feminine traits than getting ready. I feel like getting ready is not a feminine trait. I would say maybe asking the girl to pay for everything. Like that would be a feminine trait that a lot of women have a problem with. I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just me here, but I feel
agree.
like getting ready isn't that big of a deal.
You're
You
going
look
somewhere
good,
with
babe.
this.
Like, okay.
All right, you're using a more nuanced thing. Okay, cool. How would you feel about a guy asking you to pay for dates all the time? Would
I
that
would
annoy
feel
you?
like that's a feminine trait. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
would
would
that annoy you?
irritate me. But I also don't
Fucking
think
fantastic. We're annoyed by you guys arguing with us. like, it doesn't matter.
So
Like, bro.
only men argue. Men are argumentative and problematic.
Yes.
That's what I was asking.
Being problematic is a
That
man
was-
trait.
That was my first
Got
question.
it, girls. So got one
No,
point.
it's because when you, as a woman, right, when you're with your partner and you're arguing with him, what you're essentially doing is you're challenging his masculinity to some degree.
Oh, you
Now
want
I
an
get it. That's what I
understanding?
was asking earlier.
That is why.
Yeah.
That is why. Right? Men don't like argumentative and disagreeable women because that is a masculine trait,
That
and
was
men
my
don't
first
like
question.
that. So I guess for
Well, it
you,
goes against the
getting dressed
masculine
isn't that
trait,
important
is
to you.
really what
Like
it
to you,
is.
look at it like, okay, it's not that negative. Okay, then we can go ahead and switch it up. He asked you to pay for dates. That would be a feminine trait that you would not like. Cool. That same level of disgust that you have for him saying pay for the date. That's how we feel about arguing with y'all all the time. Does that work out for you?
All right, sure.
What the fuck?
Every time, roll over, show the belly.
Beating a dead horse.
Tip
I'm over
$50.
it.
Yeah.
It's not beating a dead horse, it's that we had to
1980
use
ranted
a
from
very-
Rumble
My
and
bad.
says this panel full of airheads.
like
Colombian
talking to a
bimbo
brick
2
wall.
down from Fresh is a prime example of how Western culture pollutes the mindset of women from traditional countries. MLD, I'm sorry, but there's nothing here.
Oh, he means you.
Okay.
I love
so
London.
what do you mean? How's it talking to a brick wall when I have to understand your argument to be able to refute it and respond to you?
He's giggling. It's like it's you're not understanding where I'm coming from.
I absolutely understand. Why do you think I was able to ask you the question and rephrase it for you?
Rephrase it for me?
Yeah, I said, okay, cool. The guy wants you to pay for dates. Let's switch it around to your worldview. Does that annoy you?
Agree to disagree. I don't think that being argumentative is a masculine trait. I feel like that's just a person in general. Like that's a human trait.
When you argue,
My point.
right, all the time, that means you're disagreeable. Correct?
Which is a masculine trait.
But when men disagree with men, is that masculine?
Yes.
Okay. Valid.
Yes.
So when y'all argue with each other, it's
as a
not
matter of
feminine.
fact, again, I wrote a book on this. A big reason why men make more money than women in general is because men are less agreeable. They're more disagreeable. So if you're more disagreeable, you're more willing to go to the boss and say, I need a raise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I need to make more money. They're more willing to negotiate for better wages than women are. Being disagreeable is inherently a masculine trait.
Okay.
So when we disagree for money and we want a higher raise, that's a problem. That's a masculine trait. So we shouldn't do that.
I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying it is a masculine trait.
But
though.
you said you don't like that.
Men don't like masculine women. No.
So you wouldn't like if a woman was like, "Hey, I want a raise." We should just not talk.
You're not.
How you convey to your employer versus your man are two different things.
Yeah.
I'm not your boss.
Yeah.
Well, in
But
household,
isn't
yes, but
that
not.
the example that he used was saying that they can get a higher salary because they talk to their boss. They're more
Yeah, but
demanding.
that's a workplace example versus a home example.
But so it's different if we do it with each other than other people. It's not masculine if you do it with other people. It's only masculine when you do it in a relationship.
It still is, but you're missing the
But
point
does
here.
that bother you?
You're missing the whole point here.
Yes.
So we shouldn't ask for a raise. I'm confused. So should we speak up or should we shut up?
How you're using the disagreeableness in this is out of context because you're saying, I'm going to be disagreeable to get a raise, and we're talking about within the context of a relationship, which are two different use cases for disagreeableness.
What if a man lacks that?
Wait, does that make sense to you, first of all?
Makes perfect sense.
Okay.
What if a man lacks that?
Lacks what?
The disagreeableness that y'all are saying. Does
That's
that make
on
him
him.
less masculine?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So because he's what if he's like
Well,
a
some
calm
men like
he's
being more submissive too. So
yeah,
then the
like
woman
what,
gets the masculine
that's what I'm saying.
side.
Those guys who watch
Like,
your
what
shit.
if what if he's like more calm? Like what if that's just his demeanor? You know, does it make him less masculine because
Controlling your emotions and being controlling your emotions versus being disagreeable are two completely different traits.
Okay.
Okay, I guess what I'm trying to say is because you just said something about when a man and a man is arguing, then like basically like that's okay. What if he's not one of those men that you know enjoys arguing or like to argue or can use arguing as a thing? Like what if he that's just not him? Does that make him less masculine because?
What? This is not about man being masculine.
I'm trying to figure out.
They're talking about like relationships.
I'm
so
trying to
like
figure.
woman
Okay,
between
so
a man,
I'm trying to
and
figure
you're
out
talking about
in a relationship when the man does not argue, does that make him less masculine? And is it okay for the woman to be more masculine now because
technically,
he
if the
he
woman's
doesn't argue?
arguing and he's not,
Like, what if that balances the relationship? Now, is it wrong because she's masculine? Like, that's what I'm trying to ask. Like,
Yeah,
let's clarify that.
Well, I just think in a general sense of things, men do not want a woman with masculine traits because they are heterosexual.
I mean,
what
they're
about
just
the ones
clash.
that
I mean,
do?
you're just gonna end
Opposite.
up clashing.
What about the ones that
Let
do?
him finish. Let him finish. Go ahead.
I said in a general statement, in a general sense. The majority of men are looking for women with feminine traits, because that's the opposite of what men are.
I understand that, but what I'm asking is, what about the men that are
Are what?
looking for the masculine women? What's so wrong with women being masculine to
Because
the
again,
one?
again let me answer before you go down. Okay.
All right.
Okay. In a general sense of thing, the majority of men are looking for feminine women
Where's
with
the
feminine
statistics
traits.
on this?
Right.
What majority is this?
Where do you want
Everyone
to
in
start?
this room.
Like, I want to know.
Where's the majority of men looking for masculine women?
You know,
I
here,
never
this is
said
how you
that. I
refute
don't know.
her argument. Okay, let's say there are men out there looking for masculine women. Do you want those niggas? Do you want those guys that will sit there and let the woman be the leader and be the provider
And you gotta
and
pay?
be the decision maker? Do you want that guy? No? Do you want that guy?
I don't know.
That's gonna let you
Honestly,
be
I
the
don't know.
leader, and you're gonna be the boss of making the decisions. You want that guy? Do you want that
Like
guy?
at times
I
it
want
should
it to be
be.
a shared
But they want to
I feel
run
like
their
at
mouth
times
for
it
the
should be.
fucking
Do
small.
you want that guy that's gonna let you be the boss and tell him what to do?
I like a provider.
Okay. What about you? What about you?
Not you just.
Do you want a guy? Okay. What about you? What about you?
I feel like at times it should be.
Real quick though.
I feel like
hold
at
on.
times it should.
So look, so you don't even want that guy. None of the girls on the panel want that guy.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, I feel like it should be an equal thing in a relationship. At times, it should be okay for your woman to speak up, and it should not be a problem. It should not make her disagreeable because she's speaking up. I feel like it should be
Where
an
did we say
understanding.
women should never speak up?
Okay,
I can say something
Yeah, it doesn't mean
from
she can at all.
I could say something what I've been told too. Like we have a very very right strategy of feminine and masculine when I raised, right? And woman is the neck, and man is the head. It's not necessarily to yell to prove your point. You have to be just very wise. Stand next to him, inspire and guide him, and he going to listen because you're a woman and you are the one who giving the energy, who providing, and he needs you most of all. But you need to understand that because that's a balance, and men
Balance,
and
thank you.
women need it.
That is what I'm.
And
that
that's
is what
why
I'm,
that balance have to be right. Because if you're gonna come as masculine, you're going to kill his man inside of him, and he will just step away and find somebody who's going to nurture his masculine.
And that's the passport bro movement. Right there.
I agree with the
and
balance.
it's not
thing.
like everybody
That's
can
what
be
I'm trying to say.
what you want to be.
Right. It's literally
just,
not what she was
It's
saying.
just a thin line in the United States because here it's all about money.
Yeah.
You go on to date, you're already expecting
Like,
something for each
damn.
other.
And
we
that's
don't
what I
have
was
that.
saying.
We
You might have
don't
lost-
have that. We're
you
going
might
to
have
date
lost-
months, and we're not going to have any intimacy.
You might have lost the war, but you won the debate. Okay. But you get what she's saying? You get what she's saying?
Yeah, of course.
Makes sense?
Can I say something?
Fresh, no, you
Real quick, because I had asked, like, what is the issue
Oh, I
with
just
that?
got the joke.
Because it could be the conditioning in the U.S. of why women are this way because of the way that, you said the culture. It's the culture.
It is the culture.
But how do we rectify that? Like, do we just all flee the country
Right,
and
what
find
is the
someone
solution?
else? Like, we need to
No,
find a
because
solution.
nobody wants you abroad either.
Damn.
That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to change
American
it.
men are in demand
Okay, yeah.
around the fucking
No,
world.
this is just a let's shit on
listen.
Alejandro.
Hold
Nobody
on,
wants
I'm
you
gonna make a
abroad.
clarification
Okay.
right
People
now.
love a
Nobody
dominant
wants
Wait,
me
man
to
until
I
it's
know you're
like towards
emotional.
them.
You just calm down for a second,
not
okay?
emotional.
You're very emotional.
No, I'm talking to you very direct.
But
You need to calm
there
down.
are
You don't know how to have a
passport-
conversation with
Relax.
somebody without telling
Relax,
somebody
relax.
things like this.
Look, conversation 101. When someone's talking, you don't talk. I was talking, you're cutting me off.
I
Be
was
quiet.
talking and you
Chris,
cut
you can
me
turn off her
off.
mic if you want.
I was talking and you cut me off.
But
yeah, shut
there
up.
are
Yes.
passport bros and there are passport hoes. And that's the difference. That's girls who go overseas.
Dubai.
Yeah, the whole premise of this show is not to make fun of me and the fact that I went to Dubai. You can go ahead, John.
He said that. I wasn't talking about that in
Okay,
general.
Dubai. I went to Dubai. John, continue.
But
What
the
else
point
about
I'm
me?
trying to
I'm a
make is
whore.
that
I'm a Western whore. Let's go on. Let's continue.
Yeah, we're not talking about you right
yeah, no one's even talking about you
Okay,
like
well,
that.
you were a second ago.
I'm saying that
I was.
there is a
You were.
general movement of men exodusing from the United States because they are demanded abroad, and women are not.
Okay, that's
American
fine.
women are not.
That's fine. This is conversation one-on-one, and I'm able to have a conversation, so you don't have to try me. Thank you.
So what
I
is the
appreciate
solution?
you.
I
I
like
don't know,
going
man.
overseas and
I'm
finding
thinking
guys.
passive aggressive.
Because honestly, I want to be disagreeable, so I want to know what's the
I think
solution.
you sound like a
because
bitch.
Yeah, well, you know what?
femininity.
You look like a bitch. All right? The
Oh,
braids,
man.
I love London. Come on, man. That's 2014.
I'm not even gonna tell you what you look
Oh,
like.
yeah, well, you know what? I know we look like a cum bucket. Damn! A cum bucket, bro. And Dubai and porta potties.
respecting each other.
guys.
Porta potty,
Guys.
cum bucket.
You
Is that
are
what you
porta
invite women
potty.
on your show to
Yeah.
do? You invited me to come on your show to call me a cum bucket.
All right, Myron. All
Chris,
right.
man.
For you, Myron. Cum bucket.
Yeah.
Actually, me, I survived the war. I came here alone, and my masculine was very, very active when I came here because I was survivor, and I forgot how to be woman. So I already learned myself from the
Yeah.
beginning. And next to my man, I realized, hey, here I need just to calm down. Here I need to step away. Here I need him to be like, more stronger.
Oh,
Well, can I be honest about
that just made me
something?
think of a question.
And the psychology also, it's all in open researches. Go and check about relationships, everything. I was learning again and again because we all come to each other to teach.
Do you guys feel like
Someone said- go ahead.
You were going to say something.
I
Well,
wanna
this
hear what you
girl was
wanna
going to say
say.
something.
I was just gonna say, there are some men that they don't understand what true masculinity is. So sometimes they force it on a woman, let's say, and then we kind of like we have to force ourselves on them because it's just it's fucking rude.
Because they don't know how to lead. Right,
but like that's not all men. I mean, some men know how to be masculine, and then we know how to be, more feminine. And then the traditional roles come out to play, which some people don't like tradition. I mean, I think it's the younger people that don't really appreciate traditions much, which I mean everyone evolves. God damn.